on the top of a lungs, dancing by the lakeside, gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to anyone that's actually new that wants to follow along on this new journey that I'm taking for the next 12 months. I'm very excited. I have been mentioning it here and there over the last few videos, and today's the day that I just want to do a little bit of an introduction and yeah, share with you on what it is, why I'm doing it, and how I'm actually going to do it. So what is this 2-week grocery challenge I'm doing? So I am going back to, I would say, a budget that I used years and years ago, pre-COVID times, probably 5 years ago at least, I would say, even further back. Over the years, obviously my budget has crept up slightly every single year, especially during COVID, because, you know, the price of groceries went up because there were shortages and things just never came back down, as did the cost of living in general. So things have just crept up and probably got a little bit out of hand for me, I would say. But I am now just wanting to bring it all back down, rein it in a little bit, and just, yeah, reduce my budget by a lot. So my 2-week grocery challenge is something I will be doing over the next 12 months at least. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it works. And the reason I'm doing it is just to try to save a little bit more money, put that money elsewhere into other things that we need to do, like so bills, the kids' schooling, our vacations together as a family, all sort of experiences we like to do together. I want extra money to do that kind of stuff. So I need to find the money somewhere, and yes, I can work more hours and do that as well, but there are other things we can do, obviously, to cut down on costs, and groceries is one of them. Now, me doing this, I do not want to, like, you know, restrict us to where we have no food or anything like that. But I'm just making some small changes here and there and doing a few tricks and sort of hacks and things like that that I want to do to actually achieve it. So what I'm actually doing over the next 12 months is trying to spend, it's just under $30 per person each week for the next 12 months in my food budget, basically. So in the past, when I've done grocery hauls, you guys have always seen I've had a budget, and I've always included things like, I don't know, what do you call them, like sundries? Is that like paper plates, cling wrap, foil, that kind of thing, as well as cleaning products and toiletries. I don't tend to buy a lot of all that stuff anyway, especially cleaning stuff, because I keep it really basic, honestly. Like, I have like a bleach that I use for like toilets and things like that, but otherwise I do most of my cleaning with just like a vinegar and dishwashing liquid mix up. Generally, I have a few other little things here and there, but I hardly ever buy them because I hardly ever use them. Do you know what I mean? And then toiletries, of course. I mean, of course we buy toiletries, but I don't know, we just tend to have them last quite a long time, so it's not stuff I buy often. And then the cat food is also separate. So what I'm doing now is having a specific budget for the toiletries, cleaning, sundries type thing per month. I'm gonna try to stick to around $50 a month if possible. It's not part of this challenge, I'm just letting you guys know what I've got. And the cat budget, because we've had a cat for the last 12 months, we kind of try to sit that around $50 a month as well. So they're separate again. So the actual grocery challenge that I'll be doing is just including food and drink, basically snacks, main meals, all that kind of stuff. Anything we consume food wise and drink wise is included in this budget. What is my new budget? Well, I actually shop fortnightly. So I do a main shop in the first week and then a top-up shop in the second week, always. So the main shop in the first week, the budget is $200, and that is mainly to get like any extra things I need on top of what I already have here at the house to make all main meals and snacks, basically, and then drinks on top of that, of course. So that $200 is going to get the bulk of it as much as possible for the 2 weeks. The second week's budget is just $30, and that is purely just my top-up shop budget. So it could be extra fresh fruit and veggies, extra milk, extra bread, things I might have run out of unexpectedly, things that might go on sale that I want to try to take advantage of, that type of thing. So the overall budget is $230. I worked that out based on, so my main shop, I worked that out based on $50 per person, no matter the age. I just did a flat $50. And then the top-up shop is just $30 because I just thought that's a budget I used to have, and I'm going to see how I go with that. I was going to do $50 just because it was based on the actual per person sort of budget, but I thought, you know what, let's try to do $30 and see how it goes. know. It is going to be a challenge, that one. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Definitely keep an eye on the channel to see how it all pans out. Right, so how am I going to reduce my budget by that much? I am reducing my budget compared to what I've done recently in the last few months by about $120 a fortnight. So that's a big chunk of money. So I am trying to think of ways that I can obviously still get as much food as what we've always had, not have anyone miss out on anything, and I will not let that happen, guys. Like, if we need food, I will be buying food, of course, but I'm going to try as much as possible to stick to this budget. So I'm thinking of ways I can actually achieve this. One is obviously sticking to my meal planning process that I've always done, that works for me, that has saved me thousands of dollars per year in groceries compared to what I used to spend like 10 years ago, you know what I mean? So if you want to see how I actually do my meal planning, there will be obviously meal plan with me videos popping up here on the channel. If you're a VIP member, you have years and years of those on the VIP lounge on the This Mum at Home website that you can go back on and have a look at. But I did do recently here a, what was it? I think I called it a 4-week grocery challenge, so it was for a month. I did this a little while ago and I went through pretty much all my meal planning printables that I use. I went through each sheet and how I use them in detail, so you can always look back on those if you want to have a look. It's linked below here on the channel, on the description, and it's also obviously on the channel. You can have a look at that. So I'll be following my usual meal planning process. One big thing I do in that is actually, like, I go through all my fridge, freezer and pantry and clean them up so I can exactly see what I've got, but I also go through obviously and see what I've already got to meal plan around that stuff and, you know, use what I need, so I'm not wasting anything, things aren't expiring too much, hopefully, you know, just trying to cut money back there. So the things I actually buy in the grocery shop is usually just the added extra ingredients I need to make main meals, mostly. When it comes to snacks, I'm going to be trying to make some changes here. Again, going back to how I used to do things years ago, I've got into a really bad habit, especially in the last 12 months once I started working outside of the home, in buying a lot of pre-packaged snacks, because I haven't had time to, like, I just, you know, it's just, life's so busy right now that it's been easier and more convenient for me just to buy a lot of packaged snacks, and that's what I throw into lunch boxes, that's what everyone eats when they're at the house. It's just a lot of that, and obviously that costs money. Obviously in some cases I was always thinking, like with cakes and stuff, it's cheaper for me to do it that way, and in some cases it has worked out that way. But shopping at Costco too, I'm buying things in bulk, it's just so much easier. I'm going to make the change in trying to make a few things myself, just cut down on the packaged snacks and have other options, and see if I can work that within a budget. So my plan with that is that if I am going to use my what's it called, homemade cake recipes and things like that, if I'm going to do some of that, and I've got some of those recipes are actually on the VIP lounge, so if you're a VIP member you can have a look at that. If you want to know what the VIP lounge is, it's just linked below. It's just a way of supporting the channel, but it's kind of like an exclusive sort of section on the website that you can see different videos, like old videos and stuff I used to do. You can see all of that, but it's got recipes on there. If I start doing any of those recipes, like making my homemade cakes and things like that, I'm going to try to work out the cost of it and show you guys and try to compare it as far as in comparison to actually buying, you know, the muffins from Costco, for example, that type of thing. So it's going to be a little bit experimental, but yeah, I'm just trying to go back to real basics and not have so much just snacky stuff in the cupboard sitting there, like chips and shapes and biscuits. Of course I'm going to have some of that stuff, but I am going to try to cut it back a little bit. Actually also making some changes as far as even buying meats, how I buy them and how I can make them stretch further, so that sort of will be coming up. For example, I am like, why am I buying a roast? And then why am I buying like cut up diced beef separately, which is costing more than per kilo than the roast perhaps, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, yes, buy the big Costco roast at a great price, it's good quality meat, and actually use that not just for roast, but you actually use that for stir fries, for example. So I'm going to be trying to make a few changes like that. As far as saving money goes, I'm trying to use any discount I can get, vouchers, rewards, dollars I can get from Woolworths and Coles. That's what I'm going to be throwing at this. So for example, again, I might spend $220, but I might have my 10% off at Woolworths, which will bring it back down to $200 for my main shop. So I'm going to be trying to do that as much as possible, because I want to, the goal of this is not to spend more than $200 cash in my main shop and the $30 in the top-up shop. So I want to find ways that I can do that and maybe share with you guys, and then maybe you can do it too. So prime example is that 10% off. I know Kohl's have a very similar rewards program as well that I maybe might look into. I've always been doing the rewards one because of the Qantas points that I'm getting for our holidays and things like that. But as far as dollars go, maybe it might be beneficial for me to do that for Kohl's as well. So I'll be looking at discounts like that. I'll be looking at other, not just supermarket apps and websites that I can get discounts on. For example, Uber, DoorDash, Milk Run. I know they have great deals on certain things, and just trying to cut down sort of the actual dollar spend that I actually physically have to pay as much as possible. There is also things like, for us in Victoria now, the recycling program. So that's when you recycle cans, bottles. I don't know if you can get stuff for glass, but definitely cans and bottles. I can actually take that to the recycling places now and actually get money back for those, and that's actually been very helpful. Like that extra $10 or $15 here and there is awesome. So you can actually exchange that for cash, or which takes a little bit to come through to my bank account, or I just get a supermarket voucher. The only problem for me with that is I can't choose if it's Woolworths or Kohl's, and they just give me one of the two. Like I never know which one they're going to give me. So that's another way of me actually, obviously, you know, saving some money there, because I've got the vouchers and I don't physically have to spend cash out. The other thing is obviously the rewards dollars. So if I'm collecting points on Woolworths rewards and the Flybuys, I can exchange those for Flybuys dollars and Woolworths rewards dollars. That has saved me hundreds of dollars per year over the years, like hundreds, if not thousands, over the, you know, over a 12-month period. It saves a lot of money doing that. So I want to take advantage of that as well. So the main goal here is just to, the physical cash I'm spending out, I do not want to spend more than $200. So I'm just going to try to get the best value for my money as possible. Basically what my 2-week grocery challenge is going to entail. Definitely keep an eye on the channel here. Subscribe if you're new, if you want to see how I go. I will be having my meal plan with me videos will pop up to VIP members first, as always, and then they will come up here on the actual channel for the public to see. So you'll get a little bit of an idea on my thoughts each fortnight on how I'm actually doing stuff and how I've gone in the previous fortnights, of course. Of course, you'll see my grocery shopping, so you'll get to see how much I've actually spent, see if I've met my goal. I'm very nervous about this first fortnight coming up and how I'm actually going to go. I will say I do have a lot of snacky things and stuff like that in the house, so I'm going to try to use as much as that as possible to get me going as far as meals and stuff go. But definitely have a look at the meal plan with me video, because I'm going to talk about how I'm actually, my thought process behind the main meals, definitely. So yeah, keep an eye on the channel for that stuff. But otherwise, I hope you guys will follow along. I'm very excited. And yeah, if you've got any questions or comments, or if you're going to follow along, please put them in the comment section here below. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you probably tomorrow. We'll see how we go. Bye.
The things that we'll do, 'cause